We all want to be liked. It's natural to want to please others and avoid conflict. Being kind and considerate are wonderful qualities, but sometimes we can go overboard with being nice. We become people pleasers, always saying yes, even when we want to say no. Constantly putting others' needs before our own can leave us feeling drained and unappreciated. It can even lead to resentment in relationships. Remember, it's okay to have needs and desires of our own. Feeling overwhelmed? You're not alone. It's important to find a balance. We can be kind and generous without sacrificing our own well-being. Learning to set healthy boundaries is key to having strong and fulfilling relationships. Imagine this. Your phone buzzes, and a friend asks you to help them move on the exact same day you have a huge work deadline looming. You glance at your calendar, feeling your stomach drop. You know you should focus on your own priorities, but you don't want to let your friend down or seem selfish. So you say yes, even though deep down you know it means you'll be up all night scrambling to finish your work. You're exhausted, but you push through, telling yourself it's just what a good friend does. The next day, you're running on empty, barely able to keep your eyes open. Or maybe at work, you're always the first to volunteer for extra projects, even though your own to-do list is already overflowing. You want to be seen as helpful and reliable, but the pressure keeps building. You feel obligated to say yes, even when your gut tells you to set a boundary. Each time you agree, you sacrifice your personal time, your rest, and sometimes even your peace of mind. Don't break your back trying to please everyone. The more you stretch yourself thin, the more you risk your own well-being. These are just a couple of examples of how being overly nice can backfire. When you always put others first, your own needs get pushed aside, and the stress starts to pile up. Eventually, you end up feeling stressed, resentful, and even taken advantage of. The more you give, the less you have left for yourself. It's not good for you, and it's not good for your relationships. When niceness turns into self-neglect, everyone loses. Learning to say no is not just healthy, it's necessary. Learning to say no is a powerful act of self-care. It's not always easy, especially if you're used to putting others first, but it's an important skill to develop for your own well-being. Start small and practice in low-pressure situations to build your confidence. If someone asks you to do something you're not comfortable with, remember that it's okay to politely decline. You have the right to make choices that are best for you, even if it feels awkward at first. You don't need to give a long explanation or justify your decision. A brief, honest response is enough. A simple, "I'm sorry, I can't do that right now," is enough. You can be kind and firm at the same time. Setting boundaries is about clearly communicating your needs and limits to others. It's a way to take care of yourself and show others how you expect to be treated. Let people know what you are and are not willing to do. This helps prevent misunderstandings and sets clear expectations. For example, you could say, "I'm happy to help you with your project, but I can only spare an hour after work." Being specific helps others understand your limits. Saying no is a sign of self-respect and shows that you value your own needs as much as you value others. Remember, setting boundaries is not selfish. It's a healthy way to protect your mental and emotional space. It's about protecting your time, energy, and emotional well-being so you can show up as your best self in all areas of your life. By setting boundaries, you create healthy and balanced relationships where everyone feels respected, valued, and understood. Finding the right balance between being kind and setting boundaries takes practice. It's not always easy to know when to say yes and when to say no, especially if you care deeply about the people around you. Sometimes we worry that setting boundaries might make us seem selfish or uncaring, but in reality, it's an important act of self-respect. It's a journey, not a destination. Each step you take helps you learn more about yourself and what you truly need to feel fulfilled and at peace. Be patient with yourself, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Growth happens gradually, and every experience teaches you something valuable about your limits and your strengths. Start by identifying the people and situations that tend to drain you. Notice when you feel exhausted or overwhelmed after certain interactions or commitments. Are there certain friends or family members who always seem to ask for favors? Do you find yourself saying yes out of obligation, even when you're stretched thin? Are there certain work tasks that you dread? Maybe you're taking on more than your fair share, or you're not speaking up when you need support. Find your balance, kindness without compromising yourself. Remember, it's possible to care for others while also honoring your own needs and limits. Once you've identified your triggers, you can start setting boundaries. This might mean having honest conversations or simply giving yourself permission to say no. Remember, you deserve to be treated with respect, just like everyone else. Healthy boundaries help others understand how to treat you, and they strengthen your relationships. Don't be afraid to speak up for yourself and communicate your needs. Expressing yourself clearly is a sign of self-worth, not selfishness. You can be a kind and generous person without sacrificing your own well-being. In fact, when you take care of yourself, you have more energy and compassion to give to others. It's about finding that sweet spot where you can show up authentically in your relationships without feeling depleted. When you honor your boundaries, you create space for deeper, more meaningful connections with others and with yourself.